Andrea, and I am the Blue Co-Stitcher. This is Flosstube number 3, and the date is, and I made notes, Monday, November 27th, 2023. And welcome to my new house. It's been a while. I can't remember. It was before Jacobalooza that I filmed my last Flosstube number 2. And as I mentioned in my previous Flosstubes, we had sold our house that we had lived in for 21 years, raised our three children that are now adults, and purchased a new house down here in the Sarnia area. We are now literally across the street from the lake, which is quite lovely. And we are slowly adjusting, unpacking, finding, our new rhythm, trying to find things. I call it treasure hunting. The big thing was, this is hilarious, when we moved, toaster tongs. So we have bread and then toaster, they're wooden tongs so you can fish out the toast without burning your fingers. And my husband couldn't find it. And that was the biggest excitement. That was like a week after we moved. I was in our daughter's bedroom, Amanda, because she was getting ready to come home. And I was unpacking. I found a box. And it's like, I found the toaster tongs. It was like, woohoo! So that was kind of funny. It's like treasure hunt, the oddest things that you get excited, and wooden toaster tongs was our excitement of that time. Anyways, so let's give a bit of a life update. So sold the house, we moved here. We closed on this house on Friday, October 20th, and the movers didn't really show up till the 25th. But my husband is an astrophotographer, and when we closed on the 20th, he has quite a bit of astrophotography equipment that is quite delicate and expensive that he didn't want the movers to move. So we're talking telescopes, cameras, lenses. It's quite the setup. And so Friday, Dave and I, my husband Dave and I, went by ourselves with one large vehicle and then my Beetle convertible. We have 3 vehicles, one's a convertible, and we're gonna leave we left the Beetle here, loaded up as much as we can with his telescope stuff, some stuff for me, knowing that I was gonna be here for a couple of days on my own a few days later, and some other odds and ends. And then Saturday, our son and his girlfriend were down from Kingston, and so we loaded up 3 vehicles, loaded them up, and finished with the rest of Dave's telescope equipment and other odds and ends. And then got everything moved, and then stored in the closet in his office. And so he was quite happy with that. The Sunday, the 22nd, was madly packing, and you would hear, oh my goodness, more stuff. How much more stuff do we have? It is amazing how much you accumulate in 21 years with 3 kids after we had even done numerous trips to Value Village to purge and sort. And we're still purging as we were unpacking. So then we get to Monday, the 23rd. The movers were going to arrive. The movers were going to pack up in 2 stages, Monday and Tuesday, the 23rd and 24th. And so it was decided that I would take the 2 cats, Athena and Artemis, with me to the new house here on my own the Monday, so Dave could stay behind with the house and work with the movers to get everything packed up and loaded, and then he would come down the Tuesday. Our cats are rescues. They're cats. Cats do not normally travel well. Their normal travels usually involved a 10-minute drive to the vet where we lived, which involved much howling and crying. And so we decided, talking to our vet, to have medication, kitty tranquilizers. Athena, who's the older one, it's easier to get medication into her. Artemis, she was born to a feral mom in a woodpile, so she was born feral, and then she was rescued. But there's still that little bit of a feral kitty where there's danger everywhere, and she's constantly on high alert. Add in the fact that we had been packing and chaos, like there's just a lot of upheaval. She was already stressed. Even when we staged the house, she was just like through the roof. The morning of, she knew something was up. I have a hard time just getting Revolution flea prevention drops on the back of her neck. Like, she can read my mind. She's like, I know what you're up to, and boom, she's gone. So we tried, because the vet said, oh, the capsules, you could just, they're tasteless, just put them in a treat. Well, she was stressed and she knew. So I ended up calling the vet at 8 a.m. saying, hey, I can't get drugs into Artemis. And Athena, because Artemis was stressed, Athena's the mother cat. That's how she acts. They're not related, but Athena's definitely the mother figure in Artemis's life. Noticed Artemis was distressed, so she didn't even get a full dose into her. It was a gong show. And Dave had to go to the storage locker because we had I had a previous house that was my office, and we put everything in storage. So the movers were going to go to the storage locker first. So he helped me get Athena into. We had a big crate that my plan was to put both cats in because they tend to, they're a bonded pair. So if they're stressed, they bond. They kind of nest in together. That was my plan. Plans do not go as you wish at times. So, and then we had to wrangle Artemis. It takes two of us to get her into the cat carrier. The vet took her, ended up giving her an injection, which acts a little faster and is a little more potent than the capsule. And then I went back to the house. At this point, Dave was with the movers at the storage locker. So I loaded up the Atlas, my SUV, as full as I can. So if Artemis was on the front seat with me in the cat carrier, I didn't want to risk. That was my biggest worry, was losing a cat. And Athena was in the big crate, not happy. The drugs kicked in, but not really for Athena. She was too stressed, I think. Whereas Artemis, one point you could see her little nose pushed up against the cage, the door of the cage, and she was just like stoned out of her mind. And Athena howled most of the way. It was a 2-hour drive. I took the back roads just because I felt it was safer if I had to pull over, taking the back roads as opposed to the 401 and 402, which was, there was a lot of construction as well. So Artemis is stoned out of her mind. Athena's half stoned. The Atlas is packed front to bottom. Got to the new house. My sister-in-law came to help me carry the cage that Athena was in into the house. I unloaded the Atlas, locked the cats up in what's the primary bedroom bathroom, the master bath, because it's quite large and there's a lot of space, and that was their safe space for the next few days. I did let them out, excuse me, and at 9:30 that night, Artemis, I had picked her up just to see how she was, because she was really stressed, but she was, because the drugs had worn off. She had spent most of the day behind the bathtub in the primary bath, and Athena was behind the toilet, and then I let them into just the main master bedroom walk-in closet area, and then they were in there behind doors, under shelves. Athena came around pretty quick, but not Artemis, and I was holding Artemis, and her bladder released all over me. 9:30. I think she held it in all day, and she released it all over me. So late night, I'm exhausted. The cats are stressed. So luckily it was on the hardwood floor, not the carpet. So I was able to clean it up, sanitize the floor, stripped my clothes, went into the shower. It was my daughter's shower because the kitty litter was in the master shower. So I was in Amanda's shower. Slept in Amanda's bed in her bedroom. And I had cats crawling over my head. I'd wake up and there'd be Artemis. That's what she does. She's got, we call it the WTF eyes. She's always has these like, oh my God, what's going on eyes. And it was interesting. They settled down. They got comfortable. Athena, of course, curls up with my feet. She's like my nurse cat. And I have an old ankle fracture. She always likes to curl up with my ankle because she knows it's been bothering me lately. And she groomed herself. And then they both ended up under our bed, the bed that was now Amanda's bed. They ended up under there. Dave came the Tuesday, the 23rd? Monday the 23rd. 24th was the Tuesday, and that's when the movers finished their things. Dave finished up odds and ends in the old house. He came here for dinner. He ended up staying at his parents'. They were only 10 minutes away because we only had a twin bed, and it was already crowded with me and the cats. And then the Wednesday morning, 10 a.m., the movers came, locked the cats up in the master bathroom again, and it was a very long, very intense day. You kind of sit there and you look around at all the boxes and you're like, now what? And so we've been plunking away at unpacking box by box by box. At one point, the garage was just full of empty boxes and wrapping paper. So we've been slowly getting there. The main floor is, I would say, 95% unpacked. The old house, we had a lot of built-ins for storage, cabinets, etc. We don't have that here. We have amazing height ceilings. Like these ceilings are 10 or 12 feet. They're huge. But we don't have the built-ins like we did in the old house. So we have to get some furniture, and then this is where I'm reaching out to my fellow cross-stitching individuals, my people. Ideas and inspiration. I am going to have a new craft room, and I am looking for ideas and inspiration of this space. We are currently in a bungalow, and I've been spending the last month or so just kind of getting a feel of this space, of how I want things to be. I'm currently in my office. It's got this 98% set up. I'm quite happy. We've been exploring the area, beaches, lots of beaches. I'll try and insert some pictures at the beginning of some of the beaches in our area and the bluffs that overlooking the Great Lakes. And so we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to insert a video, hopefully here, of the space that is going to be my craft room. As I said, this is a bungalow, so the basement is massive. And the main area is just this huge open space that we want to create different spaces for. And you will see when I insert the video. And feel free to DM me, post in the comments your ideas, links, or to videos and images of your space or somebody else's space that you would admire. Think IKEA. That will be the primary base of the furniture that we will be purchasing, is IKEA, just because it's inexpensive and it's very adaptable to the space that I will be showing you. Anyways, I filmed this earlier this morning, so hopefully my editing skills work and video is here now. Okay, I just finished my workout and I just want to talk about ideas and inspiration for my new craft space. So this will not be my new craft space, but that armoire, which I showed in another video, is going to be one of the primary pieces. And then there's this tower thingy that I got to figure out what to do with. And then there's a few other odds and ends. I don't know where half my stuff is. But anyways, let me show you where my actual craft studio space is eventually going to be. And this table is normally on plastic bed risers. I have long legs and just easier on my back, and that's usually where my Cricut, etc. sits. So that's also going to be part of it. And I'll try not to be too dizzy. We're still in the midst of chaos and stupidity. So I'm going to stand under. So this is going to be the space. So there's like a couch back there that'll eventually be moved behind me. And then you can see that's going to be the one wall, the other wall, and I get a window. I told Dave, I said, natural light is very important to me. That's west facing, so, and then we do have blinds. And then over there is going to be where the TV and surround sound system is going to be. So this is where I'm going to need ideas and inspiration to utilize this space. My last craft studio was designed with paper crafting specifically in mind. Here, let me get out of the way here. And so now, as I said, I've always been interested in cross stitch, and it was in the last 5 years or so that I've picked it back up. Anyways, so this gives you, and there's like its own light back here. I did dabble in knitting. I have to look what's in there. Anyways, so it's going to be a multi-craft room now. Paper crafting, cross stitch, another possible needlework, embroidery. I have a sewing machine. It's a basic Elna, but it usually sits on this as an IKEA. So we're going to think IKEA when we think of inspiration and ideas. We have this bulkhead, which is going to be dividing, and then from that beam to this wall, we'll be dividing this space as my craft room. So we have like 1,000,001 books because we are a huge family of readers. Let me know if you're interested in what I'm reading. And our idea is we're going to get some bookcases from IKEA, and Dave's going to use this bulkhead on the other side to put the bookcases facing towards that direction. And some along that wall, and bring the couch that's behind me somewhere, maybe in that corner, and then do some more bookcases. We have so many bookcases. And then we'll set up a desk way over there for when the kids are home, because they're still in university. And Daniel, because he's doing TAing for engineering students at Queen's, he's got a lot of tests and exams and assignments he has to mark. And when he's over, he needs a space tucked away that he can focus on his grading and marking of exams, tests, and assignments. Anyways, and then there will probably be some bookcases here on this side as well for my craft studio items. And then we're thinking of putting calyx along here as a divider from this space to the TV. Can you tell we have cats? Area. And I've seen some ideas with calyx. Again, my previous room was mostly paper crafting. So now I'm moving to more of a multi-craft. So we're gonna have some paper crafting, art journaling, cross stitch. I'm not much of a sewer, but I wanna learn to finish some of my own stuff. And so this table, and then, yeah, ideas, inspiration. We'll probably get IKEA units like this color, right? I should say this color, because it goes with the armoire. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. You can see some of my paper, my dies. I have a big shot. There is a cricket somewhere in this chaos. That is my chair. Again, IKEA. We're slowly finding things. So the best way to utilize this space for storage, where I can see what I have without it looking like a cluttered, crazy, hot mess. I am somebody, if I just throw it in cupboards and shut the door, I forget about it. So I need to be able to easily access and be aware of what I have in terms of everything that I have. There is a pegboard as well floating around somewhere. I think it's over by the armoire, but I will not spin again because you might be getting sick. But yeah, ideas and inspiration. I have been looking online, getting ideas, but I know the cross-stitch community, we have some pretty amazing ladies and gentlemen who have some pretty phenomenal ideas that I might not even think of, or that could be a springboard for me to create a system that works for my purposes, the way my brain works, and without looking like a cluttered, crazy, hot mess, which a lot of times the craft room can be, and I accept that, but something that I can also quickly and easily clean up if I'm in the middle of a project. And yes, I know it can be a crazy hot mess, but I like to be able to quickly and put it away. ideas, inspiration, and I will continue to look as well. But yeah, direct any ideas and information my way. Send me a message, a link to somebody that has just the best idea for craft room storage ever. So anyways, there is the space. And there's more cross stitching. Oh, Isabel's heart's back here somewhere too. I want to finish that. I might finish that in the new year. Because Jacob's and Ever Tote's Christmas stitch along starts this week, Friday. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what, it's Monday, whenever December 1st is. Anyways, it's overwhelming. And right now, because we had built in so much in our old house, we have to purchase all new shelving and etc. So, and you can tell it's a massive, massive space to work with. Okay, we'll go back to what I've been filming, hopefully this afternoon. Take care. Okay, now we're back. As I said, ideas, inspiration. Yeah. And then if you're interested, when things are a little more settled, I can do a quick video of this new house. Like I said, it's a bungalow. We have three bedrooms up. One is now Dave's office, and it's at the back of the house because it's going to overlook the backyard, where he is in the midst of planning his next sky shed, they call it, where you set up the equipment to do the astrophotography. I'm in the study, which is the office, actually official office facing the front of the house. And yeah, so we are really enjoying this space. Our daughter Amanda came home the first week of November. Don't ask me the date. And it was reading week. She's at U of T doing her master's in museum studies and archives. And she has a week off called reading week. So she had come down because she wanted to get her bedroom settled. She's on the main floor here as well. And she got COVID while she was here. We have our suspicions of where she got it. We laugh because she has never had COVID yet. She's the one that I worry about getting COVID. She was that child from the moment it was a stressful pregnancy, and from the moment she was born, her immune system was just a little more finicky than her older sister and her younger brothers. It's just who she is. And then there's asthma. So we've had many nights growing up where I'd be up till like all hours of the night with her coughing, and she left her inhalers in Toronto. And our pharmacist is in 2 hours away in the new town, the old town. Anyways, we had to go. We didn't realize she had COVID when we did this because she started the Friday. She was supposed to go back the Monday morning, and she said her throat started to feel off the Friday. And then Saturday, you could tell she wasn't feeling well. Sunday, I put the COVID test. She's funny this way, and she said she wouldn't take the test. And then Monday, we had to go back to the old house to tie up some loose ends because the buyers were going to close that Friday. And it was the first, I don't even remember, the Monday. Oh no, we were picking up blinds. That was it, because we already had closed, because the buyers closed November 2nd, 3rd, whatever that Friday was. So fast forward a week, November 13th. We had to go back to pick up blinds, custom blinds and draperies, which you would have, if you had watched my stories on Instagram, you would have seen my draperies in my office. And so we said, let's pick up the draperies and the blinds. So I called the pharmacist in the old town and said, hey, but she didn't have any refills, and they had to call our GP, but she's never seen our current GP because we had GPs that just kept leaving, so we kept getting bumped to the next one that showed up. And this one, he's staying, but she's never seen him. So by the time we got to the pharmacy, the doctor, long story short, the pharmacist, thank goodness, there was some changes to the regulations, so the pharmacist could do a new repeat script on her inhalers. And then we had lunch, and then we got home late afternoon, and I just took one look at her and I said, "You're taking a COVID test." And it tested positively, just like that. Poor girl was quite sick, quite a nasty cough. Thank goodness our pharmacist in the old town got us the inhalers because she definitely needed them. Like I said, she's the one I worried about. So she ended up staying an full extra week. She tested negative just over a week ago. She tested negative, and then we put her back on the train to Toronto that Monday. So she's there, but I had lost a week because I was focused on her mama there, health and well-being. I made nutritious soups, found some of my cookbooks, some of my recipes. I made her some beautiful soups and had to adapt some, and sent her back to Toronto with some soup and supplements and her inhalers. And I think she learned her lesson: never leave your inhalers behind if you're going away even for a few days. She's learned her lesson. She's the last one in the family to get COVID. We never thought she would. We joke because she's been living in downtown Toronto since 2021. She's been exposed so many times to COVID. When Dave had COVID last spring, she literally was sitting beside him in the car when he was starting and was probably contagious as he drove her to the GO train station, and she never got it. She had 2 jobs this summer for internship for her degree, and in both places, COVID was making its rounds. She never got it. She rides the TTC, the subway, the Via Rail, the GO train. So she's constantly interacting with people. She comes here. We're kind of in the country, in the middle of nowhere. She gets COVID. Anyways, so that's done. She's feeling better. I keep asking her, and the cough is lingering, but she has what she needs. And luckily, being in the holistic health field, I was able to give her a few things. She's vaccinated, so that also helps. I was always worried about that. And she's on the mend, and there doesn't seem to be any lingering effects for her thus far. So all good. So now let's get on to stitchy stuff. It's a big major life update. So I went to Jacobalooza weekend number 2. I wrote down which was the week 13th, 14th, and 15th of October. And that was just, as you know, because we closed on the 20th. So it was just before we closed. I sat at table 9, had made some wonderful connections with Carol, Jennifer, Leanne, Melinda, and Whitney. And of course, Jacob, getting to meet Jacob. And he, if you have watched other Flosstubers who've been to either weekend 1 or weekend 2, I'm sure they updated you with everything that was going on. But he brought some of his actual historical samplers that he's collected over the years. They were just stunning, stunning, stunning. He's such an amazing person. I'm Frisian myself, so I was able to connect with him and get a little idea. Because I've been born and raised here in Canada. I knew I was Frisian, but more on the Frisian needlework and the historical aspects of it. And I learned so much from Jacob. And it was such an amazing, amazing weekend. A weekend I definitely needed with everything going on. It was very grounding. It was necessary. So table 9, and then I will try and insert some of the pictures I took and other people took at the end of this video of my weekend. The smalls, I don't participate in smalls giveaway. To be honest, I don't feel like I'm adequate at this point in time because I haven't really done any FFOs to participate in a smalls giveaway. But I love looking and admiring and being inspired by what others have done. Also, even before the smalls exchange, some people who had done various Jacob modern folk embroidery projects that they had completed. They showed them and laid them out on the table. It was just a very inspiring weekend. Jan Hicks was there, Jacob was there, Shiloh Cross Stitch MD was there. The Sunshine Stitchers, I discovered them when I was there. Two of them were at the table next to me. And I got some gifts. I apologize if I miss anybody because the weekend was over. I went home and it was just hell in a handbasket, chaos. And I've been slowly digging myself out and finding things. So let's start off with some of the gifts I received. Sunshine Stitchers. I thought there was more in this. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Floss drops. Come on, there we go. Okay, Sunshine Stitchers. This is a counting pin. I don't remember who gave this. I do remember Canadian Pooh. She travels with the little stuffed Pooh Bear, and you see her popping up on Instagram and all that. I remember something popping up on the table. I don't know where it went. I apologize. I am sorry. It's here somewhere in my house. It's probably in a box in my basement. Another floss drops from Sticks, Strings, and Other Things. I'm going to have to look them up, along with a little wax. And some of these ladies, they're just so amazing. And then a little spoolie for when you're frogging. And then, of course, Forest City Stitcher. She was stitching. She was there as well, because London is the Forest City, and she was there. And she created some beautiful floss drops from Ivy Park in London. I lived in London for a number of years, so I know the area quite well. And then my table mates. Whitney's mom. Whitney was from New York State, and her mom started doing beadwork. And so I ended up using them as a scissor fob. This is what Whitney's mom. I'm sorry I forgot your mom's name. Whitney, I'm sorry. It's so cute. And then Melinda came from California. She also does some beading. And she made, and I ended up putting this on my project bag for the project that I purchased for the weekend. There was two. Anyways, so. Oh, come on. There we go. Beautiful. So, and because I am the go big or go home kind of girl, I chose, because we had two projects here, the Friendship Sampler, and then I chose this one, Giugia and Grecia, a Frisian mother-daughter sampler from 1774 to 1801. Oh, please. Just stunning. And some of his lessons for us was also about how unique these Frisian letters are. They have like the little dots above them. And of course, I had to have Jacob sign it, and he gave me a beautiful Frisian saying. Groetens van Jacob. So yeah, and he put Hendrika, because that's my legal name. I'm named after my mother. My grandmother, I should say. My paternal grandmother. Anyways. The floss, just stunning. I did 32 count speculoos. Beautiful fabric. Oh my goodness, with a unique needle minder, specifically for the project, and then a thread bed. So Caroline and crew are doing thread beds, and I am using it. Now, I did some stitching as usual with these retreats. I don't get a whole lot done because talking, meeting, shopping, shopping, and more shopping. Anyways, and then it got put away when I got home, and I haven't been able to fish it out. So hopefully in the new year, because I'm going to be talking about my plans later, I can work some more on this. But this is as far as I got. Hopefully the camera is focusing. So hopefully that worked out well. I'm not too far. Like I said, I just found this week. So put that down there. Shopping. More shopping. And more shopping. Oh. Anyways, well, I had ordered a few things ahead of time. And then I'm also part of the Floss Brights and Neutrals. So the October flosses, I don't know if they were waiting for me or oh no, they arrived to my house when I was there. Okay, anyways, so I'll show you the October Brights and Neutrals. So these are the Brights. So Dreamscape, Violetta. I'm confusing the hell out of this, aren't I? Daydream. I mean, Carrie is just phenomenal with what she does. Lazy Morning. Oh, you can never have too many lazy mornings. It's just a beautiful, hopefully it picks up. And Solitude. Lazy mornings and solitude. That is my favorite thing. And then the neutrals, we have Plumage. Look how deep and rich and beautiful that is. Jack-o'-lantern, because it was October. Oh, that's a gorgeous orange. Dijon, for Dijon mustard. I am really throwing this guy off, aren't I? Mum's the word. It's kind of a rusty red. Almost like Pippi. Look at the variegation, stunning. And Green Fiend. There we go. I'm confusing the hell. So that was waiting for me when I got home. So Laura's Frisian Sampler. Jacob released that when we were there for weekend 2. So weekend 1, Laura of the Serial Stitcher. Oh God, can't remember the first name of the other girl. I'm so sorry, I apologize. So anyways, Laura was gifted the sampler by Jacob. And she brought it with her for weekend 1. Jacob, in his absolute creative brilliance, had it charted and ready to go by the time we arrived for weekend 2, and he had started stitching it. And I'm sure if you watched the other YouTubes, even the video that Caroline and Jacob did, it's a stunning stitch. And they loved it because it's just a bit chaotic. And I was laughing because there's no rhyme or rhythm to this, right? Because most samplers have, you got your alphabet, you've got, your motifs and all these other things, right? And it's more of a haphazard. There's really no order to it. And when he was talking about it, I started laughing. I said, it's probably one of my relatives that stitched it, because we're very much there's no rhyme or reason or order to some of the stuff we do. And it's just genetic. And my oldest, who's in Glasgow right now, her name's Laura as well. And she's very much like, if she was going to stitch something, this is what she would do. Her name is Laura as well. Anyways, so we were able to buy the pattern, and then they had a floss pack with the threads that Jacob used to chart for the sampler. I thought I bought material. I probably do. I just don't know what I did with it. I probably bought speculoos for it. It's somewhere, I think. Anyways, I have to start this. It'll wait till the new year. And you got like Virlande from the Virlande sampler that Jacob did. Graphite. Oh, I love these colors that Carrie did. Creme brulee, which is a very common one. Silver birch. Redwood, another, whoops. Red. Focus. It's getting dark too. Sun's setting and it's snowing. Cashmere. Snow coming off the lake and it's actually sticking today. It's been snowing on and off all day, but it's temperature's been above 0, so the ground's not cold enough yet, but it's sticking on the road out front. And Nuet, I don't know. Anyways, so I purchased that, and then maybe it's in here, I don't know. So I cannot buy a pattern without kidding, because that's just what I do. So I picked Red Stag Among the Roses, a Dutch 1862 sampler. It is just stunning. I think this is Speculaas as well, or Speculoos, because there's Speculaas and Speculoos, because it's Belgian and then Dutch. Anyways, Frisian. I go by Speculaas. I grew up eating Speculaas koekjes and gebakjes, which is pastries. Anyways, so this is the fabric, and I think I got more than I needed for this, because if you buy like half a yard or whatever, you get a discount. So I think I was planning to do Laura sampler. I don't remember. It'll come to me eventually. And I have other fabric somewhere in a box in my basement. Like you saw my basement. Anyways, so this chart is charted with DMC, right? So I worked with Carrie. I don't know how she does it. The girl is brilliant. I have to sit down and figure this out, what is what. But she did a floss conversion. Now Carrie works on, she looks at the chart and the sample colors, and then she pulls threads and plays with it. And these are the threads she pulled for me. I have yet to mark, and I think they're selling it in the store now, the floss conversion, which might be less work for me. I don't know. Anyways, Carrie in her brilliance did. Hopefully it's working. Focus, focus. How stunning is that going to be? Oh my God. And then I had to get a needle minder, of course. And I am the project bag queen, and I love Caroline's project bags. They're just such amazing quality and eye for detail. So this will be a start again in the new year. We'll talk more about that. What's in here? And I seem to think I have bought more, but I don't remember. Isn't that terrible? What is this? This is Speculaas. I don't remember what the other one was. I'll have to look it up. Anyways, in the Garden of Holland, a Dutch sampler, 1857. I love gardens. Maybe this is the one that I was going to do Laura's on, because I buy more than I need, because then I can, anyways, it's just what I do. 32 count Speculaas. And again, Carrie did her magic with the floss conversion, because again, this was charted with DMC. So Carrie again just did her floss toss, and hopefully I can get this laid out properly so you can see. Oh my goodness. do this properly. I'm just pulling these out again because I packed up, went home, and I went to hell in a handbasket in my life with packing and moving. Anyways. Oh, I lost some. But anyways, oh my goodness. There's a lot of threads. It's a big girl, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Oh my God. It's a lot of thread. Let's just say that, okay? Again, I have to sit down now that I'm home and I like to get a needle minder for each project. And now I have a lot of needle minders. And I have no idea where all my other needle minders are, the ones that don't have projects. And another project bag, because that's what I do. Okay. And then you probably, if you follow Shiloh and other creators that were doing October's birds, they were doing Ellen's maximum cross stitch, Eddie and Patsy, right? And that was stitched on, maybe it's written here. So anyways, on the cover, it's a lighter color than the last batch of, is it Blank Slate? Yeah, Blank Slate. Catnap, sorry, Catnap. So this is Catnap, which, as you can tell, slightly different than when Ellen stitched her model. That's okay, because you know what? I like it. And then, of course, all the threads. My world is just, I found this. I do not have a project bag for this yet. I need to find an appropriate one with lots of birds. Anyways, so these are the Roxy Flosco threads to go with said Catnap fabric. And we were laughing, Carrie, Daniel, Caroline, and I, because, you know, I bought a yard, because that's what I do. And what I love about this is like, I just love Carrie's dye process. Anyways, I bought a yard. This does not take a yard. I know that. So, oops, sorry, there goes my phone. Here we go. So, because when you buy a yard, it's a little cheaper than if you bought like a quarter yard half. Anyways. And I just love extras. And we were joking that, because I was saying I wanted to put my business on hold for the winter and just feather my nest this winter, and just what, and it's now snowing, it's sticking to the ground, I can see it on the street. And I said, I could make pillows for everyone, or a whole series of these pillows for the new back porch that has, we have a covered back porch and we don't have any furniture yet. That's our goal for the spring. We left all our patio furniture that was specifically purchased for the backyard in the old house because we had a large backyard patio. So I might be stitching 10 of these, or I will stitch one and then I don't know. But we were laughing that I would stitch one for everybody for Christmas in 2024 is getting a pillow. I make working copies of all my patterns anyway, so I could technically make a bajillion in one of these. So anyways, yes, I bought thread for one pillow. I've got fabric for 20 pillows. I'll figure it out. I always do. So that is what I purchased that I can remember that I have found. It's been a blur. Menopause brain. Also in the midst, speaking of, because I'm in my office, I'm so excited. I was working on a practitioner course, continuing education course, and there was an intensive case study that I had to do with it, and which involved 6 sessions with my case study participant, and then I had to do quite a lengthy case study write-up and submit it. It was through Dr. Wendy Sweet's practitioner program, and she specializes in menopause. So now I am officially a Mind Menopause Transformation Menopause Practitioner. Of course, in the midst of the move is when Wendy emailed me and congratulated me and gave me my assessment. She did the, of how well I did. She was very impressed. And then I was access to my certificate. So I printed it off for now. Look at that. I'm official. And I downloaded it. It comes to PDF. It's quite a few hours. I don't know. Does it come on? Here we go. There it is. It's official. I just have to submit this to my association for my continuing education credits so I can renew. I usually renew in March, so I have, they call them units. If you work in the area, in health, you know what I mean. So anyways, that's that. Okay, so now let's go on to haul after Jacobalooza. I don't do well with no spending. Anyways, my birthday was in August. And this is just kind of funny. So my birthday was in August, and Daniel, our son, and Amanda, the one from Toronto, pooled their resources to get me something I wanted, but not a pattern, a fully kitted up pattern. It was from Higa Stitcher. She was, because she's also an August baby, like me. Hello, Leos. Leos unite. Anyways, it was Leela Studios Summer Quaker, and it was supposed to arrive for August. There we go. I just love that. It didn't arrive. I think Amanda came the first week of November, and it arrived. She had it sent to her dorm in Toronto, because originally it was going to send to the house where we were originally from, but it's like, no, tell them to change it because I don't want it to get lost. Even though we have everything being forwarded, I don't want buyers to get my birthday present. Birthday in November. I missed the whole stitch along because, well, August was putting the house on the market, selling, staging. The pattern never came when it was supposed to, but that's okay. It's 36 count. I mentioned in other videos I want to expand my stitching because I'm a 32 count 2/2. So this is 36 count latte from Fiber on a Whim, Edinburgh, and it is the called for DMC. And there's the thread. I'm not going to take it out of the bag because I don't want to mess up the threads. So that arrived, and then, well, I got some more stuff. So before I left for Jacobalooza, because I was at Stitch North, and with the 1897 Schoolhouse Sampler, they are doing the collaboration with the different samplers. Is there like 6 or 9 of them? Anyways, I ordered the second one with the top up floss pack, and of course, so that I picked this up at Jacobalooza, and then I realized, oops, I didn't get another, so some more 32 count Panettone. So that came, and then I figure this is safe to show now. The November Roxy Floss Co. Monthly Floss Club. So these are the brights. We have Joyful. It's a beautiful purple. Of course, it looks like definitely like a rose quartz, which is one of my favorite gemstones. I don't know the name of this one. Sometimes there's not always a label on them, but they're stunning. Orchid you not. I killed my orchid. The movers killed my orchid. My plants managed to survive, but not my orchid. I'm not very, it was killing it anyways. And then Prince Charming. I am terrible. And then the neutrals. Marzipan, because, well, it's Christmas, baking. Sweetheart. Tuna fish. Bada boom, bada bing. Moose antlers, which look like the color of moose. Did you see that video of that? Sorry, squirrel. 90% cocoa. I love dark chocolate. And this is not showing up true color. But anyways. So that came. And then of course, oh, I got a squirrel moment here. Sorry, squirrel. So did you see the video of the lady, I think she was in Alaska, of the 2 moose? Because it was rutting season. It was all over social media. I think even news channels. Like, destroyed her backyard. Because it was rutting season, they were fighting. And she had a brand new wooden fence with lights. They cracked the windshield on her cars. They crashed through the fence. It was like a drunken brawl. And of course, she was obviously, if she's filming, she's worried, right? Because moose, they're big animals. Yeah, that was just, moose destroys backyard. So see if you can find that online. It's like, holy cow. We don't have moose here. I've yet to see a deer here. But lots of other things. Oh, and eagles. It's funny because where we used to live, because bald eagles, because we pretty much killed them off, as we all know, with the DDT. Years ago, the province started a reintroduction project, and bald eagles have been introduced. So where we used to live for years, we've had nesting bald eagles, and I call them my eagles. And you could see the population growing, and you could see eagles fairly regularly. Then we moved down here, and I looked it up. It's like, are there eagles in this area? And there really weren't. There was more towards Windsor, Leamington, or further up the coast. I thought, well, and I said to Dave, I said, it's going to be a matter of time before the eagles find here, because we are by the lake. And it's just their population's growing, so then they're spreading. My eagles followed me here, because I was so sad, because that's something I'm always looking forward, is seeing the bald eagles as I'm driving, see them sitting in trees or flying over. In our old house, the most amazing moment I had with a bald eagle was literally looking out a window. Daniel was 3. He was like it was a winter morning. I remember it was cold. It was getting up to go get the other 2 ready for school. And I opened his bedroom blinds just as, and it was young because it wasn't full-sized yet. Eagle was literally flying past the window, and I could look into his eye as he flew past. And it was just like, you just kind of like, what am I just seeing? Because he was literally within a foot of the window as he was flying past our house. So I miss those sightings, and we always see them. And then week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, somebody on the local Facebook page posted 2 eagles sitting in a tree about 10 minutes from here, down the coast, closer actually to where my in-laws are living, saying, look what we found. You know, they're in the area now. And sure enough, there's been a couple times that I've seen eagle flying as I'm out for a walk, or even the other day we went down to the beach and I looked up and there was an eagle flying overhead, flying along the coast. So my eagles are here. I'm so happy. So that's another excitement. Anyways, I went on to Evertote because I saw Ellen's, I'm a history buff, her latest, one of her latest. She's released some pretty amazing. The sale of the Zimmerman farm. I saw her on her video talk about it. I had to get it. And just the history and her personal connection to the piece, and what she based it on, the newspaper clipping, right? And she shares, you know, the family connection. And I always wonder, because I drive, not so much anymore because I'm further away. We used to go to Toronto all the time, so we probably drove past that area. Anyways, I got some 32 count panettone, and then of course the floss. And again, I don't have a project bag for this. I need to. Anyways, just to say, I go to Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour and see what she's done. Absolutely stunning, Ellen. Stunning. Then number 3 in the series with 1897 Schoolhouse samplers and Evertote was released. Speak of Love. Silently. Absolutely stunning. More 32 count because it's all done on panettone. And then the floss pack. Oh my goodness. And I am a sucker for project bags. So if you went to the Evertote website and you saw Caroline and Crew, here we go, which came with a thread bed, another thread bed. Beautifully made, Caroline and Matt. And then floss. And then you got a PDF for a unique pattern design by the ever beautiful Hannah. And Evertotes. She designed this Christmas bauble, and these are the threads. I will find fabric. I think I know where it is in my basement. And at some point get started that. Okay, so that's my haul. Fun mail. I got one fun mail. I got my first Christmas card. I had gone to Stitch North like past spring. I think it was weekend 2 I went to. Yes, maybe, or weekend 1. Can't remember. But anyways, I sat next to Michelle, Lola's Girls Stitches. And she sent me a Christmas card to my new house. I'm so excited. Fun mail. Besides Evertote order haul. So there's that. And then whips. It's a sad day for whips. Only one whip that I managed to haul out. I had such grand plans because I knew I had 2 full days all alone with just the cats here, and I was gonna bring cross stitch with me, and I was gonna do cross stitch, and then get peed on, and then cleaning and all that jazz, right? So nothing happened, and then the chaos of the move. And so finally, for the last few weeks, I've been able to work on one whip only. It is the Winter Kaleidoscope from Modern Folk Embroidery that I've shown before. I am almost done. Oops, upside down. The second page. There it is. 32 count dirty porcelain with mulberry as the threads and I am just absolutely loving this stitch beyond wow. So I would like to get the second page done. I'm almost done. I'm just on the last bit. I'll work on it tonight after supper. It is supper time now. And sorry. And I've also been catching up on Flosstube. So I caught up on some of my Flosstube. So of course, Evertote, notes from the workshop, where Caroline and Jacob they were filming between weekend 1 and weekend 2 of Jacobalooza, and I laughed as she had him drinking some Tim Hortons coffee, and he said, "I'm not mad about it," and I giggled. I don't drink coffee. I'm allergic to coffee. Yay me. But my parents, who are also immigrants from the Netherlands, where Jacob is from, also hated Tim Hortons coffee. Yeah, my mom, she preferred McDonald's coffee over Tim Hortons coffee. I remember her talking about that. So Jacob, trust me, you're not alone. Most Europeans, when they come over, they're not a fan of Tim Hortons coffee, the taste. It's more the novelty because it's so Canadian. Even my husband doesn't like Tim Hortons. My mom always said, my dad too, that she missed the coffee back home. So yeah, I kind of giggled. Of course, watching Between Two Whips with Caroline and Carrie, catching up on them. I was introduced to the Sunshine Stitchers at Jacobalooza, so I managed to watch 1 or 2 of their videos. Pam and Steph, of course. Shiloh Cross Stitch MD I've been watching, and Lost in Stitches, and I was so happy to see that she has started an Etsy shop. So go check her out and find out her Etsy shop. The Snowflakes pillow is just adorable. And then last night I discovered a brand new one. She's only done 1 Flosstube, I think, so far. I haven't really looked into it. Lindsay Wolf Stitchers. So those are some of the floss tubes that I managed to catch up as I've been stitching. And yeah. So plans for December. So I signed up for the Jingle Ball. That's coming up this weekend. Which might involve buying some patterns. I don't know. I always say no, and then, oh my goodness, I have to have that. I also signed up for 2 classes because I live in Canada outside the US. Fun fact, if I go down to my beach, I can see Michigan. Because this is a border town, so it's fun. So I got the PDF. So I signed up with the Jingle Round the Block with Kathy from Hands On Design, and the Candy Cane Biscornu with Jeannie from Blue Flower. So those classes I think I signed up for on Saturday. And then, of course, which I picked up, I had humped and hawed about doing this. And before Jacobalooza, I said, yes, I am going to do this again this year, which is the holiday countdown with Evertote and Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery. The box is here. I have not opened it yet, Caroline. And then she gave me some extra mulberry because she knew I was working on the massive winter kaleidoscope. So I dug this up today and open it up. Today's Monday. Friday's December 1st. So I'll probably open it Thursday because Caroline said there's something they're gonna, I don't know, there's something because you open it up. Apparently some people have already opened up their box and were like, what about something or something? I can't remember. Isn't that terrible? What else? I'm gonna continue feathering my nest. We do have some pieces of furniture that we have to purchase. So there's that. We are hosting Dave's family on the 30th for a massive Jenkins family get together. Not everyone's gonna be here. My husband is one of 5 children. And all 5 kids have had kids. And now there's one great-grandchild. So he will be there as well. He's just a baby. He's so sweet. Got to meet him again. Well, we met him on the summer and then they came over for a visit. They came up from Michigan on the weekend to see my nephew and his wife live in Michigan. And then Dave's sister and her husband, who is the parents of said nephew, live here. And so they were up here. They came up because it was a long Thanksgiving weekend for the States. So they came up and we got to see the baby again. And then they said they're going to be here on the 30th for the big get together. There's over 20 of us, 25 of us, when we all get together. Not everybody's going to make it. Laura, our oldest, lives in Glasgow and she's moving this week to England. She is accepted a postdoc position that she starts in January. So she's doing a huge move to England. She's accepted a postdoc position with a research facility just outside of Oxford, England, and she's in another town somewhere. So you got Oxford, London, the facility's here, so it's like south of Oxford, west of London, and then she's staying somewhere south of that. So she's moving, and so we've been helping her out with costs of that because she is finishing up her PhD, and she's had to switch her visas because she's been on a student visa, but now she's got to switch to another visa. So there was a lot of costs for that, moving costs, which the facility will reimburse her for, but that won't happen to the new year when she starts working for them. Amanda from Toronto will be home. Daniel and his girlfriend Kate will be home for the holidays as well. We're going to have a full house. I'm thinking, because originally I thought November could be a lot of new starts, as I said in one of the videos, and as I said, best laid plans. So probably in January, I might take the holidays just to get some new starts started up for January. I know some people do like one every hour around New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Not gonna happen. It might be one a day, one every few days in January. I don't know. I like the idea of 24 starts for 2024, and I just might use the month of January for those 24 starts. That is it. This is probably ending up being over an hour, hour and a half. I had a lot to do. Hopefully when I film, maybe I'll film some snippets of my progress with the holiday countdown. And because that's something I'll probably be just focusing solely on in December, is just that project. Because it is December, family's coming over, busy, cooking, baking. Yeah. So hopefully that is all I will do, and I can share some of the progress. But in the new year, there definitely will be more whips, more starts, and hopefully more stitching overall. Thank you, and enjoy your day.